Thanks for clicking on the webcast. I'm Laura Kay. So here's the latest from WENY TV News and the Star-Gazette. Hurricane Sandy, she's making her way up the East Coast, and we do have some school closings to tell you about this morning. Mansfield University will close at 6 o'clock this evening and will be closed tomorrow on Tuesday. We have no school closings to report in New York. In Pennsylvania, Sayre area schools have an early dismissal. Elementary school students will dismiss at noon and high school at 12:15. Southern Tioga schools are closed, along with Troy area schools, and the new Covenant Academy is closed as well. Wellsboro and Wyalusing schools are closed. Athens area schools are closing at noon today. Those school closings are on the bottom of your screen and will be updated throughout the show or the day. And you can also log on to WENY.com. Stay here, just click on school closings. We'll also keep you updated on our Facebook and Twitter pages. Now, with Tropical Storm Lee still a recent memory for those in the Valley area, the Emergency Management Agency in Bradford County isn't taking any chances. The Bradford County Commissioners have signed an emergency declaration. The Emergency Management Agency has been in contact with the Red Cross, Salvation Army, PennDOT, and heavy equipment suppliers to draw on for resources in case of emergency. The EMA is advising that people stay indoors and stock up on food and necessities that will last a week, just in case.
It's the basics: food, water, toiletries, batteries, radio, and keeping in touch with the outside world by the several media outlets that we're pushing information through.
And the Sullivan Trail chapter of the Red Cross is urging neighbors to get ready just in case Hurricane Sandy dumps torrential amounts of rain across the Twin Tiers. They say a ready-to-go bag is essential because you never know when disaster may strike. A disaster kit should include essentials like toilet paper, a first aid kit, gloves, masks, water, and non-perishable food.
I don't think people in the Twin Tiers took it too seriously, but after the tornado in August, with the flooding we had last fall in the Wellsburg area and then down in the Valley area, it's starting to become a little more real.
We'll have to follow it. I mean, if you consider the floods and everything we've had in the last 2 years, yes, we're going to be concerned.
The Red Cross is also opening up shelters throughout Pennsylvania. In our area, the Knoxville-Deerfield Fire Company is now an emergency shelter. That's in Tioga County, Pennsylvania. The address is on the bottom of your screen. Again, that's the Knoxville-Deerfield Volunteer Fire Company at 105 K Street in Knoxville. On other news this morning, shots rang out Saturday night in the city of Elmira, and one person was in fact shot. Now police are looking for two men. The shooting happened shortly before 7 on Oak Street near Harper Street. Police are not telling us how badly the victim was hurt, but officers did call for an ambulance. Elmira police are not releasing any other information at this time, but stay with us here at WENY TV News as more information becomes available. A Horseheads man is dead this morning after a head-on crash on I-86. Now, the crash happened Friday night in Horseheads. Charles Tate was behind the wheel of a Subaru driving in the wrong direction on Interstate 86. That was near the Ithaca Route 13 exit. The 90-year-old was then struck head-on by a truck hauling a utility pole trailer. Tate was pronounced dead at the scene. The driver of that truck was uninjured. And now here's meteorologist John Hickey with the latest on Hurricane Sandy. John.
All right, thanks, Laura. A long-duration, high-impact event certainly ready to unfold here across the Twin Tiers. So without delay, we go right to your weather headlines. We'll take a look at Sandy's potential impacts that we can expect here over the next at least 36 hours or so, which includes the rain and the high winds that we're anticipating. And even after Sandy begins to wind down, we'll still be looking at residual rain showers right through the end of the week. And in fact, as it gets colder towards the end of the week, we could be looking at some mixed rain and snow showers. But before we have to worry about anything like that, we actually have to get through the brunt of the storm itself, likely to impact us from late tonight through tomorrow, especially through at least early tomorrow afternoon. These are high wind warnings issued by the National Weather Service in effect right now as you're watching this, right through 5 o'clock on Tuesday. The peak wind gusts should be occurring overnight with gusts as high as 60 miles per hour possible, especially across some of the higher terrain across the tiers. Flood watches also in effect for the entire viewing area. Again, in effect right now as you're watching this, through the night tonight and even through most of the day tomorrow as well, primarily for the smaller creeks and streams. 1 to 3 inches of rain likely to create the greatest threats along those. Main stem rivers, Cohocton River, Susquehanna River, Chemung River, for example. Minor flooding, perhaps, but certainly the greatest threat, as I mentioned, is to those smaller creeks and streams as the heavier rain occurs overnight. Future track, we take you through it this morning. You're actually okay. All right, it's just overcast skies out there. We'll start to see some of the rain chances increase going in towards your lunch hour here, starting off with some light rain. Then we're going to be seeing some periods of moderate to heavy rainfall beginning later on this afternoon. The winds also increasing at this time. And then it's overnight. We'll see the heaviest of the rain and the gustiest of the winds. That's when we could see the sustained winds anywhere between about 25 and 35 miles per hour, gusts as high as 60. That's certainly enough to create some scattered to widespread power outages. And the biggest threat with this is the easterly component to it. Trees used to a westerly wind, because that's what we see about 98% of the time, but high winds coming from the east could certainly pose a problems to the trees that have been around for a long time, withstanding the westerly winds. So we'll be prepared for some power outages. Hopefully you have the fresh batteries for your flashlights, bulked up on some food, as well as the non-perishable items, of course, key, that don't require any cooking, because you could be without power here for a couple of days. We go in towards Tuesday afternoon, starting to just see some lighter scattered shower activity. Winds also winding down at that time. And then for Halloween, the trick-or-treaters, not the greatest of Halloween forecasts. Looking at least a cloudy sky with some off and on showers. Some pretty cool temperatures too. Interactive Sky Tracker 7-day forecast. Temperatures continue to remain pretty cool through the week, and we'll try to warm it up as we head into next weekend. That's your forecast. Here's Laura.
All right, thank you, John, for the latest news, weather, and sports. Be sure to watch WENY TV News at 5:30, 6, and 11. Don't forget to pick up a copy of today's Star Gazette, and don't forget to come back and visit us here at WENY TV for the latest on Hurricane Sandy. I'm Laura Queso. Have a great day.